A very international field. Here we look at it. The start list with Lauren Weeks, Megan Jacoby, Vivienne Tafudo is in there, Chris Rugalowski. So very strong. Lauren Griffith, American field here as we are getting ready here. Ladies and gentlemen out there on the screens, this is the moment we've been waiting for here in Vienna. The countdown is on for the final major on European soil. We are ready for our women. They are ready for the race here in Vienna. Ladies and gents, let's do this. Something we've seen in Stockholm was Lauren Weeks absolutely smashing it out on the run course. I mean, she was just gunning it. Megan Jacoby tried to stay with her for a little bit, eventually let her go. But then about 3 to 4 workouts in, it's like somebody pulled the plug on Lauren. Like, she just started fading for 2-3 works out, which was just too much. She was able to recover, hold the gap. Now we're seeing, I know it's only been like half a lap, but we see more women run with her. Does it look to you like Lauren might be following a different tactic here today?
Yeah, I'm wondering that she doesn't look like she's gone out maybe as hard as sometimes she otherwise would. Whether that's because the other ladies have gone out hard with her, I'm not entirely sure, but it doesn't look like they're pushing it too hard at the moment. Now, one dynamic in this race is that because people like Lauren and Megan and Linda and Michaela have already qualified, then they can try and push their time. Like Megan wants to go and get a world record, and so they are going to go out relatively hot because like, they want to push themselves. The danger is like just towing that line. You don't want to go too fast too soon and then just like kill yourself. So yeah, it's towing the line. They look like they're being sensible at that moment, I would say. This is Jennifer Nicklaus. You know, her debut in a major is up there with them at the moment. She's a very strong runner. Like you said, has done a lot of mixed doubles in the past, so she's used to the more intense side of Hyrox, the running side. Yeah, interesting start.
You are racing Lauren Weeks, you're racing Megan Jacoby, you're racing Michaela Norman, and so on. So really what you're doing is you go as hard as you have to stay with them.
Yeah, if you want to, like, I mean, a lot of these ladies are looking to qualify for the World Championships. That's their goal. They're not necessarily here to win this race. So some of these ladies will be looking at Megan and Lauren thinking, "You can go. I'll let you go. I'm not worried about you in the slightest." It's the 3rd, 4th, 5th spot that I'm interested in here. So. You know, whether this is inexperience in going out with these two or not, remains to be seen.
You know, but even that tactically is something you need to be so careful about, because you have an idea how strong you are on the wall balls, but you never know how much the race takes out of you. And you mentioned it, like we saw it with Linda Meyer just catching Vivienne Tafudo at the wall balls and then just going through. So you can be tactical to a certain degree, but you want to make sure you're really not just racing hard enough, but you need to push the competition hard enough. Yeah. You need to force their hand.
Yeah.
All right, and I think we've got Lauren down at the row or somewhere. Lauren, can you hear us?
Yeah, I absolutely can, guys. I'm just down here, like sideline alongside all of these athletes on their ski erg. Lauren Griffiths, who we were talking about a little bit earlier, on her debut at the Elite 15s, she got to the ski erg in 6th, and she went for the handle. She missed it. It took about 6 seconds in the panic to right it, and I can have no doubt that kind of thing, how it can play on the mind of an athlete. The good thing is her mental resilience is just insane, and she is powering through probably at a slightly higher rate than she otherwise would to keep in touch with the girls.
Well, there you go. It happens to the most experienced athletes. I mean, we've seen, fortunately not in a major race, but recently Viola Oberländer, who's so experienced, has done this so many times, race and make mistakes. And even Linda Meyer, who just raced a double and then, went into the wrong workout station and got a penalty there, and they lost the win and a potential doubles world record on that day. So it just shows you're at the absolute limit. You've got barely any oxygen that finds the way to your brain because it's needed elsewhere in the body. Accidents happen.
Yeah, it's very easy to do in Hyrox, especially with all the crowd here, all the noise. The grid layout is different to what a normal Hyrox would be. You've got to go, in particular today, they're coming into the rock zone and they've got a long run until they get to the grid section. So there's a lot going on and that can distract you and lead to mistakes, and that's like missed laps, doing things in the wrong order, penalties, things like that, and that can really cost you.
And if you're looking at the screen right now, we see the distance that our athletes are into the ski erg there, and you can see like Lauren Weeks, Megan Jacoby, they've got the experience, they dialed everything in at the ski erg, and they've taken a solid 70 meters out of Jennifer Nicholas already, which is by now more than a handful of seconds. So a good advantage now for the two Americans who are absolutely shoulder to shoulder at the ski erg, and then finishing the workout in just about 150 meters. And Jennifer Nicholas just trying to hang on. Do you think with the running pedigree she has, she will try and close the gap on that run course?
Yeah, I think she will. She probably knows that like the sleds, for example, aren't necessarily her strong point, and she wants to like make up the ground where she possibly can. Things like this opening run to stretch the field. Even the ski erg, she's reasonably strong on.
You could see a little bit of panic in those last couple of pulls on the ski erg, trying not to lose too much time, with Lauren Weeks now taking the lead here in the front. Megan Jacoby in third, definitely having her eyes on her. All right, Lauren Weeks first down to the sled push. And here they come. Megan Jacoby in the mix. Vivienne Tafuro is the next one, and then just about 7 seconds behind, we've got our next American in the mix here.
Lauren has moved that really well. That first length, that's moved really well. No need for a pause midway. I mean, that can sometimes be risky, like how your legs are going to feel after that, but it looks like it's moving well for her at the moment.
So, but in Stockholm, we saw it at the sled push. She did incredibly well for the first 2 lanes, and then that's like she pushed a little too hard. That's when the stopping started, and Megan was able to catch up a little bit. Now a perfect situation right there now for both Megan and Vivienne that we're seeing shoulder to shoulder. You know, they're motivating each other. None of them wants to fall behind.
No, they don't. But if you look, Megan and Vivienne have both paused on this second lap, and that's a second straight. That was Megan's second pause there, whereas we didn't see that from Lauren on the first 2 lengths.
No, she's got her first little stretch on the left-hand corner of the screen there just now, but she's got almost a lane ahead of the other 2 right now. So right now she is owning the sled push. She had a 6-second head start going in, and it'll be interesting to see how she's doing after she's finished here. But you can see they're just passing each other here, and she's probably going to finish that 4th lane just around the same time or before Megan Jacoby is finishing her 3rd.
I think Megan actually made an error there. She went too far in that lane there. She went a few meters more than she needed to. It's the last thing you need when you've already got a gap.
That is the last thing you need. All right, but these are 2 of the killer workouts, really. It's the sled push, the sled pull. I mean, that's literally, it's just asking every fiber of your body to work at the absolute maximum between the 2 workouts.
I think that's more than we've seen Megan struggle on a sled push than in previous races. There was another pause there. I don't think we've seen that from her in the last couple of races. And Lauren's looking really strong coming out this run. There goes Viola and Megan leaving the sled push. Viola's had a good sled push there to catch up to Megan.
Lauren Weeks already at the sled pull here under the watchful eyes of our head referee. And we'll see in a second how that run unfolded once we've got the chasers in, once we've got Megan Jacoby in. 40 seconds was the gap after the sled push. Beautiful new setup that we've had for a couple of races now, where we've got one of the same athlete at the same, station at the same spot at that grid in the middle here. Divided lanes, so you always know it's Lauren Weeks in lane 1, Megan Jacoby in lane 2, and so on, coming through here. Viola Oberländer in 3 in now.
So that was pretty much a whole length of sled pull that Lauren's got over Megan there.
53 seconds, so she took another 13 seconds out of Megan Jacobi on the run course alone.
Yeah, and then that race really for the World Championship qualifying spot, Viola's in third there. She's 59 seconds behind Lauren, but really she's leading the spot to claim a spot at the World Championships because Lauren and Megan have already got theirs. Vivienne Tafuto is just a couple of seconds behind Viola as well, also looking for a spot. Then Lauren Griffiths, like my dark horse pick, if you like, is at 1:08 behind Lauren.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see, if we look at the mix there, to see who's really going to go through to the World Championship. Viola Oberländer, she has to watch out for Vivienne Tafuto behind her.
You've got Linda Meyer in sixth coming into that sled pull, but remember she's got a World Champ spot already. So third, fourth, and fifth coming in there. They're chasing the spot. Viola, Vivienne, and Lauren. And then Camilla Massa was in seventh. It's very close though. Camilla Massa is 30 seconds behind Viola there. And this is one of her stronger stations. She's a strong athlete, so she can claw back some time on some of these other athletes at the sled pull for sure.
And Lauren Weeks, I believe she's on her last lane now, as Megan Jacobi is just starting her third one. Viola Oberländer, she's right there with Megan Jacobi. They're going at the same rate, same as Vivienne Tafuto. And of course, Lauren Griffith as well. Incredibly nice, great racing here from the girls from the US.
Worth noting the run times coming into this sled pull. So Lauren did a 4:07, which was slower than her second run. She did a 3:52 in run 2 and then 4:07. So she slowed by like 15 seconds on that run. But Megan's run was 4:21 compared to Lauren's 4:07. 4:21 is relatively slow for Megan. We didn't see anything like that on her performance in Stockholm. And she did a 3:58 in her second run, so she was 23 seconds slower on that third run.
All right, so that's a sign that maybe the jet lag is in the body, is in the system. We won't know for sure until we talk to her after the race. But hey, you know, we keep mentioning Stockholm, but we got to keep mentioning Stockholm. You know, we're talking, or it sounds a little bit like we're writing off Megan Jacobi, but we saw it in Stockholm with Lauren Weeks. In comparison to how she started out, she was fading hard, but she still came in a brilliant time in second. You know.
Yeah. And you know that Megan is like strong in the latter half of this race. It was previously the battles in previous seasons. The battles between these two was like Lauren would go out hot, and then Megan had the potential to claw back time later in the race in the lunges, in the wall balls. So we shouldn't read too much into this at the moment, but I think a 4:21 run from Megan in that third run, substantially slower than run 2, makes you wonder whether she's suffering.
But this is a brilliant setup we're seeing going out off the sled pull now, with Megan Jacobi, with Viola Oberländer, with Vivienne Tafuto, and with Lauren Griffith within 7 seconds out onto the run course, really close together. But a minute down on Lauren Weeks. So Viola Oberländer, she had 59 seconds going into the workout, a minute now, so pretty much the same time as Lauren Weeks. And here come Megan Jacobi, Lauren Griffith, Vivienne Tafuto. That's our top 5 onto the run course after the third workout of the day. At the burpees with Lauren Weeks, absolutely smashing it here at the major in Vienna. And you know, by this workout in Stockholm, the fading had started. It doesn't look like she's fading an inch right now. They are fighting to the absolute limit here. Lauren Griffith taking another deep breath. You know, you can see she's absolutely exhausted at the burpees here, but she's got Viola Oberländer just a burpee ahead of her. And that's just going to motivate you to keep going, try to make it out onto the run course. And as ridiculous as it sounds, you know, the run course, you're trying to somehow recover at a 4-minute pace or faster for the next workout that's to come.
Yeah, Lauren ran a 3:51 there. So I said, coming out the burpee broad jumps, that's a tough run. She's done it in 3:51, which is faster than faster than run 2, 3, and 4. And then Megan ran a 4:07, so still a strong run, but she dropped like 16 seconds to Lauren on that run there.
But here comes the competition. Here comes the duel for World Championship slots with Vivienne Tefudo. And of course Viola Oberländer in there. Linda Meyer, she's qualified already, but she just wants to show, I'm here, I'm back, I'm getting better race after race. She struggled hard end of the season last year with an injury. She fought back, she took her time, but she is definitely getting back on top of her game. The German, the former world record holder.
In a field of this quality, I said it's one of the strongest fields we've ever seen in Hyrox. In a field of this quality, to be leading the race by this much is very, very impressive. Coming into the farmers carry, we saw Linda in third, then Vivienne was just a second behind her, then Viola was just 5 seconds behind behind Vivienne, sorry. And then it's Chris Glowski in sixth, but she's 24 seconds behind.
Chris did lose a little bit of time on the run, but then just looking at it, with Linda Meyer and Vivienne Tefudo, they're running the same pace. Viola Oberländer struggling a little bit to keep up with the pace. So Chris Glowski and Michaela Norman. Right now, looking at the sandbag lunges, they're probably the biggest threats for Viola Oberländer for that potential next World Championship qualification spot.
Worth adding that Lauren's 28 seconds ahead of world record pace leaving the lunges.
And it looks like big gaps, but it's the wall balls. It's the ultimate enemy that you can have at the end of a Hyrox competition. And then when you're racing at this level. With Linda Meyer now on the way out, she is leaving. All right, here she comes. We're getting ready for the final workout, and we're going to look at the times for sure. We're going to let you know, does she have the shot at the new world record here in Vienna at the major or not? Spectacular racing so far from Lauren Weeks, 28 seconds ahead of the world record coming out of the sandbag lunges, and here she goes.
Surrounded by the Thunderdome as well, hundreds of people here to watch this.
And I believe Faisal, our man on the ground on the microphone, just set 70 wall balls for Lauren Weeks. 70 wall balls ahead of Megan Jacobi. It's the scenario that we had in Stockholm just reversed.
Yeah.
It looks like Megan Jacobi completely just, lost any pace out there, but she didn't. She has a super strong race, but Lauren is just absolutely shining on the day here in Vienna, and you can hear the crowds in the background. You can see Faisal taking a close look here. It is the final wall balls for Lauren Weeks, and we are looking at the time here. What's going to be the finish time for Lauren Weeks? 58:52 is the time she needs to beat.
She smashed it. Absolutely smashed it.
Did you see that? She had that smile on the face. I believe it was a 58:04, and this is what Megan Jacobi said in Stockholm. Sometime next season they're going to break the 58. They're going to go down to 57. I'm telling you right now, it's going to happen this year. It's going to happen. 58:04, and here comes Megan Jacobi. You hear the noise, and there is the smile, an exhausted smile. And beautiful pictures that we just see what makes the sport. It is Lauren Weeks down. She is on the floor and she is shouting at the other athletes. She's shouting at Vivienne. She's shouting at Viola. She knows exactly who has a chance of qualifying for the World Championship here. And she, as the world record holder, is down there at the final workout, shouting at them, pushing them to give it their best shot to make it to the World Championship and create an even stronger field for Nice.
And that's a time of 1 hour and 26 seconds from Megan. So very, very impressive time still. Like we thought she was struggling. I think the reality was that Lauren was just so strong in that race.
Oh my word. I mean, if you look at the time, that's a minute and a half over world record, or the former world record. That is still super fast, you know, just being flown over from the US. But look at them, both down there, absolutely giving it, you know, everything that's left right now just to shout at the other athletes, to push them on. And Viola Oberländer, she's struggling. But you see, that's when she needs the other women to push her on, because this is her shot.
Yeah.
This is the chance for Viola Oberländer. Vivienne Tafuto, she's looking great. She's doing well right now. Viola, she's leaving it all out there.
This changes so much about these athletes next few months. Like if they can get a spot right here, that changes training, how they think, how they push themselves, where they have to race for the next few months. And there's Linda coming in third there. That's 3 third-place finishes for Linda in the majors so far this season. Really, really strong.
Incredibly consistent. You know, she can always rely on the wallboards towards the end. You can pretty much say, you know, like, nobody's going to take anything from her at the wall vaults. You know, if she knows she's coming in third at the wall vaults, you know, in worst case, she's going to be third at the finish line.
Yeah.
Okay, and here we go, Viola Oberländer. This is the qualification for Viola Oberländer for the World Championship. And look at Lauren Weeks. She knows exactly how huge this is for Viola Oberländer. Look at those beautiful pictures. They are sharing the excitement. Another one who's got the qualification. And now we're looking at Vivienne. Is Vivienne going to be able to take that second spot that's up for grabs here? 1, 2, and 3 in today's race. They were qualified already, so 4th and 5th still have the chance to qualify. Viola Oberländer coming in 4th. Her flexing her arms, that's beyond ecstatic for her right now.
Yeah. Brilliant from Viola. I think she was maybe 9th or 10th in Stockholm, can't remember off the top of my head, but certainly like didn't perform as strongly as she'd want to. So to come back and do this today, she'll be so pleased with that.
Absolutely brilliant race, and we've got Vivienne here. She is through. Vivienne Tafuto, she is in. She's joining us at the World Championship. She's 5th today. She was 4th in Chicago. So another super consistent race. And that is Linda Meyer's mother, a age group world champion.
I was going to say, very, very strong athlete herself.
Yep.
102.04 for Linda, 102.33 for Viola, 102.41 for Vivienne. So 102 is very, very strong racing.
Yeah, we're going to see Linda's mom race tomorrow for sure. She pretty much races every race. And now hugging Viola Oberländer. She is happy like I've rarely seen her before. Michaela Norman, she came here for more, without a doubt. She left it all out there. It just wasn't enough on a super strong day like today.
Our new world record holder and European champion, Lauren Weeks. Oh my God, that was utterly phenomenal. You didn't just come to compete, you dominated.
Thank you, I appreciate it. It was a really, really deep field, so it was incredible to be out here.
What was behind that performance?
Honestly, I was really upset to leave my daughter at home for this one because it was so far away. I'm gonna be upset, but so I don't know, I just wanted to go and make it worth it and give it my all, and it worked.
It wasn't just your all, you were the only woman to break the minute mark. In terms of inspiring your daughter, when she watches you, what do you want her to see in your actions?
Well, she's only 1.5 years right now, so yeah. So I don't know what she's processing, but I just hope that she sees all of us working hard and struggling and pushing through it, and maybe someday I'll be able to kind of just teach her how to push through like the discomfort.
Feels like it's game on for world champs.
I'm very excited for it. Yeah.
We're very excited too. Massive congratulations. And I hope you get to share this with your little one when you get back home.
You.
Go and enjoy the moment.